Hallelujah. 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 I'm singing good today, dude. Holy crap. I'm singing real good. I'm singing real good today. I'm singing real good today, man. Singing real good. Real good today. Singing real good today, man. I'm singing real good. I am singing real good. I'm singing real good today, man. Real good. I'm telling you, I'm singing real good. Why? Why? Think that here I am without you. I don't know how. I don't know what I've been told. Donald Trump like sucking toes. Then he takes a golden shower. Stayed in Russia many hours. Nice. How's it going? How's it going? Make sure you drop a like on the stream for the algorithm. Go over to the short stream if you can. Drop a like there. Drop a like on the short stream. Make sure the short stream gets some love. Get the algorithm rolling. Then you're allowed to return to the horizontal. Then you're allowed to. Only then. Drop a like on the short stream right now. Let me see. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. No, drop a like on the shorts stream. Hi Jenny, hi Cam, hi Vandred, hi Jordan, hi Cam, hi Avery, hi Jordan. Go to the short stream and drop a like. I'm gonna close the horizontal. I'm gonna have to keep the horizontal closed. I'm gonna have to keep the horizontal closed. I'm telling you. We're gonna have to kill the horizontal stream. It's not gonna be allowed anymore. Horizontal is gonna be out of here, I'm telling you. That is not real anymore. Horizontal's fake. Horizontal's fake. It's fake news. Horizontal's fake news. The SEC has halted its fraud prosecution of Justin Sun, a Chinese national who put more than $50 million in Trump's pocket since November through the purchase of crypto tokens from a Trump-backed company, World Liberty Financial. Very nice. Very nice. Nice. I love it when our U.S. government gets paid off by foreign adversaries to do their bidding because our president is a weak piece of poopy. A weak piece of poopy. First wave of Jeffrey Epstein files have been released, guys. Wow. That is so cool. It actually happened. I'm so happy. We finally know. Now we know what happened. I'll be right back.
So today is the anniversary of my favorite comedian's death. Bill Hicks passed away on this day back in 1994, and he was my all-time favorite comedian. I can't count the nights that I would spend up all night long on YouTube just binge watching every clip I could find. If you've never heard of him, I highly recommend the albums Rant in E Minor and Arizona Bay, back when people still made comedy albums. Those are two that I can pretty much quote from front to back. You just hit play and I can tell you what he's going to say before he says it. He was truly one of the greats, and there's very few out there today that I feel could even come remotely close to what he did as a comedian. But I will say my favorite living comedian is Bill Burr, and he has been on a roll lately, and he's been making a lot of headlines because he came out and he roasted Elon Musk, and then he came out and announced that his Twitter account was flagged after his roast of Elon Musk. So we're going to play this clip of Bill Burr. I will go ahead and give you a trigger warning. There's a lot of profanity in this one, but hear Bill Burr out on this one, and then we're going to talk more about how that comedy might be the thing.
What did Bill Burr say?
MAGA. Take a look.
Yes, comedy can defeat MAGA. We did it. Comedy can defeat MAGA. We just need late night shows. Late night shows are hilarious, and they will save us. What did Bill Burr say?
Fucking Twitter guy for fucking Sieg Heiling, not once but twice. And I never look at my emails. I was scrolling through my emails and it said my Twitter account had been flagged for I don't even tweet anymore. It had been flagged for it. What a fucking baby. Just like Hitler, a fucking baby. How about the fact that the Twitter guy he's not even from here. He's from South Africa. He comes to this country and wants to turn it into a fucking dictatorship. He doesn't feel that we deserve democracy. Can you just imagine doing that? Going to another country and
True.
Just deciding, yeah, you know what? I'm going to change this form of government because I've decided.
This person called me at 3 p.m. today. Wait, someone called me at 3 p.m. What do they think I wasn't live at 3 p.m. Why did they call me at 3 p.m.? 1 second, let me fix my camera thing. Fix my camera thing. Nice. Nice. I love my technological abilities. Nice.
Your number doesn't even work. Dude, I don't get it. I thought we were going to debate. I'm ready. I've been commenting on your YouTube posts. I found the number since you didn't want to give it to me. I don't know why. I guess you act like you want to debate, but you don't. And we can make it very civilized. I mean, I'm not like going to call you a bunch of names. I might call you some assumptions, which you can, have a rebuttal for, whatever. But come on, let's have a debate.
I swear, dude, they think they are the center of the world. He's yelling at me for not giving him my Google Voice call-in number personally because he commented on my YouTube channel like 10 times earlier.
I mean, I love this country, so I would love to have a debate, and it'd be nice and civilized, and we'll stop the debate and agree to disagree if we have to. Come on, call me back. You got the power. You have my number. I didn't block it, right? Come on, boy. Come on. You could do it. I believe in you. And I'll still call you by your pronouns if that's what you want. All right. I'll be waiting, and I'll be nice. Bye-bye.
Should we call him? Should we give him a call? Should we see if he answers? Who knows what he's doing right now? Let's see if he answers. Let's see if the guy answers, dude. He called at 3 p.m. today. I'm allowed to call him now. What could he be up to? Nothing important, right? Nothing important goes on. Nothing important goes on outside of YouTube. We'll see if he answers. Screw it. This is funny. No, he's scared to debate. If he's not going to answer the phone now, he's scared. He's obviously scared. He can't be busy. Here, I'll send him a text message from the account. I spelled debate wrong. Getting a text from a phone number you don't know, and it says, "Hey, come debate." Hey, come debate me.
Call me back. I want to discuss unemployment, employment, and minimum wage.
Nice. Employment and minimum wage. Beautiful. If someone's watching right now that wants to call in, let me know. You can call in or join Discord. Call in or join Discord. I did call the guy. Too bad he's not answering. I did my best to get him. But he is busy right now. Neil deGrasse Tyson reacted to
Tonight, NASA versus Elon Musk. So NASA's top officials firing back at Musk. One former senior NASA official, just moments ago, told CNN that they never received an offer from Musk's SpaceX to bring home the 2 U.S. astronauts stuck in space. They never got that offer. Now, why were they saying that? Well, because they were responding to Musk's claims that the 2 astronauts had been left in space for, quote, political reasons. The astronauts themselves, they're up there, and they had to deny this.
We don't feel abandoned. We don't feel stuck. We don't feel stranded.
I mean, they are on the International Space Station having to respond to this. I mean, it's just some moment.
It's really the epitome of, I mean, it's the best example of what's happening right now. Real working people are being attacked by one of the laziest assholes of all time, the richest man in the world. And they have to defend themselves now because he wants to cut their programs and cut funding for them so he can fund his own tax cuts and fund government programs for his companies. Like, literal astronauts are being attacked right now because people think Elon Musk is the king of space because he's so good at branding. Although he's a dumbass, he knows nothing about engineering or space. He knows as much as a general, like, 4-year degree graduate of engineering and everything. But they treat him like he's Epstein. I mean, Einstein. He should be treated like Epstein. But yeah, they treat him like he's Einstein, like he invented a bunch of things.
Moments in all this where you go, this is really insane. Multiple astronauts going after Musk after these claims, including Andreas Morgensen, who called Musk's claim a lie on X. Musk responded, and I'm going to just quote what Musk said. He called this
Bro, this is so epic, bro. The astronaut, dude, this is so epic.
astronaut, quote, fully retarded and
Yes,
an idiot.
this is epic, bro.
So on that note,
We got him,
let's
bro.
bring
We got
in
him.
astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, the author of the new book, Merlin's Tour of the Universe, Traveler's Guide to Blue Moons, Black Holes, Mars, Stars, and Everything Far. It is a prominent place on my bookshelf. I put it in the travel section. Should I ever
Wow,
get to
that's really cute
travel?
cover
You know,
of that book.
when I was organizing, that's what I did. Okay.
Make sure you drop a like on the stream, okay? Make sure you add some chats to the comment section, to the chat section. It helps boost the algorithm. You can call the phone number if you want to have a discussion. And Brian Mueller, we invite people from all ideologies. We do DEI around here. Even if you are even if you need special access to be in certain places, we help you. Chat with us, even if you need assistance on talking. In the chat, we have mods who help you understand how the world works. And we want to invite you in for a conversation. If you call the phone number up there, we could have a conversation about the president. The president is the person in charge of the country and the executive branch right now. We could talk about what that means. President, it's really cool. It's a really cool word.
This topic that Musk says that this was, political, that Biden wouldn't bring them down. They have to be, these astronauts denying it on the space station. NASA denies it. An astronaut says it's not true, and Musk, uses those horrible words to respond to the person.
Okay, but did the astronauts and scientists and all those people, did they denounce DEI and wokeism in their statement? Because if they don't denounce DEI and wokeism every time they talk, why would I listen to their opinion? Like, seriously.
What is your response to all of this?
Well, let's go to the beginning of it all. The 2 astronauts were never stranded in any normal way we would use that term. And they were joining a half a dozen other astronauts on the International Space Station. There's plenty of food. Maybe they didn't bring enough changes of underwear. I don't know. But that would be like the worst case scenario. They're both experienced astronauts. And while I don't remember whether this is the longest time they spent in 0G in their astronaut career, but it's a while, and so they have to adjust to that, but they're professionals, so they're not stranded. Second, what a luxury it is to have a conversation about he said, she said, and who said what, when, I mean, think about it. We have options to bring them back from space. One of them is SpaceX.
Right.
And And that's evidence to me that we are living in the future, that no one is worried about whether there exists a ship to bring them back. The Starliner for Boeing, that had some risk factors. NASA was not going to take that risk. So you push that aside. Who's up next? There's SpaceX. I'm good with that. And the rest of this is just distraction.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's all political. It's all political, guys. We have to fight about it.
About people reading it and people using such words.
They want us to fight each other.
Who have achieved so much and have you run SpaceX, you have all of the things that someone
Elon Musk has not achieved that much. He purchased things. I hate when they talk about it this way. That's why people think he's like a super genius.
The other context here is these asteroids, right? So then the city killer asteroid, I guess it's
What did Elon Musk invent? Do 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 do. Someone said you're still streaming. They gotta be bots. I think they're bots because I've been on here for 10 minutes for the first time today, and they have to be preset to react a certain way to certain conversations. They are bots.
Meanwhile, there's asteroids bearing down on Earth.
So,
maybe
so in case we don't destroy it ourselves, there's something else to do it for us. Okay, so it was
stay alive until 2 a.m. and I will call you. 2 a.m.
They're downplaying that particular asteroid that they say now is more unlikely to hit a city.
It's not so much downplaying. There's better evidence available.
Inventing SpaceX is not inventing things. He did not invent any of the technology behind it. He invented himself having money and a name and a company. And most companies he purchased the name of them and also the company themselves. But he hired smart people to make this stuff. He did not create anything. He has not invented one thing. Comparing him to Einstein or whatever makes no sense. He never discovered anything. He never invented anything. He himself pays people. You could say he pays people to do stuff, but that's not inventing. That's not saying he's some type of like special savant or something.
To tighten the uncertainty circle such that Earth is basically no longer at risk.
All right, so
by the way, that circle still encloses the moon.
Wow, this is cringe. This is fake science. The Earth is not a circle. The Earth is not a circle. The Earth is not a circle. Oh no. Pod Save America debates Bill Maher on trans rights.
Let's talk about it. The position, look, other countries have national health services. The Democratic position is leave it up to parents, doctors. Just leave. It's not the government's decision. That's the Democratic position. What's wrong with that position?
Wait, say that again?
The Democratic position, right? Joe Biden.
The Democratic position in this state has been that the school has the right to hide it from the parents. That is something that is not going to go well with...
Is it hiding it from the parents or being forced to tell the parents? Because, for example, if a kid is gay or in any relationship, the school might not tell the parents, because if the parents don't know and the kid has not told the parents yet, then unless if the kid is going through something like actually harmful that everyone would agree with is harmful, such as being abused or beat up or whatever, self-harm, etc., you would not tell the parent, because that kid, if they are gay or trans or whatever, and they go back and you force them to tell their parents, their rate of assault, sexual assault, physical violence in general, being kicked out of the home, it like quadruples, even more than that. There's usually a reason the parent does not know. Should the school hide it from the parent if the parent is asking a question? If the parent comes to the school and says, hey, is this going on with my kid? Is this happening with my kid? Should the school hide it? No. But should the school be forced to report it to the parents? I don't think they should be forced to report it, because a lot of parents are shitty parents. So a parent doesn't have, they don't have 100% control over what they do with their kids. They cannot beat their kids. They cannot do things that are harmful to their kid. So there is like a middle ground here. But there are concerns with telling parents if the kid does not want us to tell the parent because they might be harmed. Like I said, if it's a safe place for the kid to tell their parents this information, they probably would tell them. They would tell their parents themselves. You want to let the kid tell their parents themselves. And if you're a parent, you should want your kid to tell you. You should want your kid to tell you when they're ready. You should not want to hear from the school. And if you hear from the school or you hear from someone else, you're probably not doing a good job. Or you're not being patient enough with your kid, or there's some other reason your kid feels like there's a ticking time bomb in your chest and in your brain enough so they cannot trust you with that personal information.
the average voter. And again, I'm not even
And this goes way past trans issues, by the way. This goes way past trans issues, super far past trans issues. That's just the general guidance with kids and parents.
parent, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, I think the governor here used the word snitch. Now, if I'm wrong, I didn't say it.
So
I think I read that.
So there are look, there are delicate
Okay.
problems here. But wait, there's delicate problems here, and there's delicate problem
What state are they in? California, I assume.
where you have a kid, all right, who has.
Oh, come on! I'm doing a reaction. I'm doing a reaction to the show, to the podcast. I have to pause my reaction now. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Call from.
Hey, it's Jeff.
Oh, hi.
Real quick, I'll be quick about it.
I know, I'm kidding. What's up?
Hey, dude, the kid.
You're allowed to call.
Why would it need to tell their parents that they're gay or anybody? The kid that's straight doesn't have to tell their parents or their school, right?
Yeah, are you gonna tell
So
their kids?
just-
Yeah, you're gonna tell the parents when the kids
Right.
are just in a relationship? Yeah, like they're kissing or they held hands in the hallway. We got to report to the parents. It's insane.
Right. No. Yeah, exactly. Just let kids just be kids. Let them. And it doesn't matter. Like, identify yourself as anything. If that means that you're a dude, or feeling attraction for another guy, who cares? Like, that's just part of life. Like, it's just what it is. You don't need to identify yourself. Your brother that's straight isn't identifying to grandma that he's straight. So you don't need to identify to your grandmother or your school teacher that you're gay. Just be yourself. It's hard enough to be a kid. Just be yourself.
Yeah, but the thing they talk about is when it comes to trans, if a kid identifies as a different pronoun or something, these schools want to be mandatory reporters to the parents, forcing the parents to know if their kid's using a different pronoun. And I would say the Republicans, they want control over their kids. There's a reason they are pro, and I mean like authoritarian control. It's not authoritative parenting, which is good parenting. It's authoritarian.
Right.
They want their kids to be their ideology, think exactly like them. They don't want the outside world to affect them at all. And like if a kid goes through an awkward period and it's like, oh, I don't know if I like different sexes, identities, whatever, sexualities, genders, etc. I don't know what my emotions are. Whatever. It could be a depression, anxiety. It could be literally anything. We could take trans out of it. They say like being trans or whatever is genital mutilation and killing kids and forcing them to change gender. So they make it a really scary thing when it's usually just a kid like going through awkward processes. Everyone goes through awkward moments when they're going through puberty, and it's a big issue too because we're causing more harm for kids because we're in a position where if you're going to say every single thing is harmful about this, then that means we are not paying attention to kids who are truly being abused, who are in situations that are very dangerous, because you are afraid of gay and trans. You don't think gay and trans are things. You're going to make it harder for us to identify when kids actually are being abused.
For sure. Well, here we are once again talking about trans. Dude, that's like, do you know how many trans people there are in the United States? Like, it is so absurd that you're talking about thousands of people, not millions of people, right? So it's so insane that we are. It's a red herring to me. It's just one more thing to create a rift between us and divide the population so that they can get away with what they're actually doing, right? That's all it's about, man. It's so that we'll fight each other. It's just one more thing that they want for us to be able to hate each other, dislike each other, when we're really talking about a few thousand people. It's totally fucked up. Everybody out there, we just need to just stop for a second and remember that we are Americans. All of us are. And, our kids have a hard enough time growing up just being kids. We just need to just settle down a bit, man. What we're arguing over the dumb stuff.
Yeah, but they're going to force the conversation. They're going to force the conversation. Yeah, like you're saying, intentionally. They're going to force it, and everyone's going to follow into the... I mean, if you look at the Republican approval ratings for Vladimir Zelensky, over the past, 2 weeks, it went down 36 points. 36 points in a matter of 2 weeks because Daddy Donald Trump told them to care about it. It's so pathetic. I mean, you're not adults. You're not men. You're not women. You are literally just following sheep. You're follower sheeps. You're sheeple, whatever the hell you want to say. It's really, really sad. Yeah, but it's really, really fun. And we're forced to engage in it, so it's a great conversation.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right. Well, there's not arguing about stuff. I mean, that's just how it works, right?
Yeah.
That's it. There's money to be made. So people are going to argue even if they don't agree. Just like the guys on Fox News are selling books. We all know the truth now. They don't actually agree with what they're spewing. They just know that they're getting rich off of it.
Did you know that 18,000 gold medals were stolen from women by men who want to beat them up? Did you know that? There's men right now who want to go in the women's bathroom to beat them up. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, one of his sycophants, Republican congressman, beat the shit out of a girl. The cops showed up to fresh bruises. They heard him tell her to lie to the cops, and the Trump attorney for D.C. Is declining. They are declining to sign the search warrant or the warrant for that the cops want to get signed. So when it comes to protecting women, I mean, they don't care about that. They never cared about that.
No.
They're
It's
importing
not about
Andrew
that.
Tate. They're importing Andrew Tate to the U.S. right now. Like he's
Yeah.
here now. He's in the U.S. He's within range.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll just tell you, if Zelensky is assassinated when he comes to the United States here, I think he's supposed to be coming at some point here. If he's assassinated while he's here, then 100% that Russia is in control. We lost the war. Like the World War III has been lost. I think we've already lost it. But if Zelensky is assassinated when he comes to the United States, sure that
Well,
it's
don't put
over.
that in the air.
And-
Don't put that in the air. We don't. wanna-
yeah. Well, that's what's coming. And Trump's going to back out of NATO, right? He's forcing them to go against what he wants, so that then he can blame them and say, we're getting out of NATO because we don't agree with what they're doing. So that's
it's
the
so
next
crazy.
step.
We're a month in
China's
too.
going to tax that one. What's it?
It's gonna be like when Archduke Franz Ferdinand died and caused the First World War. That's gonna be how ours is gonna start. But yeah, I mean, Trump is he's compromised. The entire executive branch is controlled by Russia and China right now. Unironically, directly controlled by Russia and China. I am getting some Trump calls now, but thank you for.
Yeah,
thank you
go
for
ahead.
calling in.
I'll let
It's
you
good
go.
to
I just
hear
want to
from you.
jump in.
If I would've knew
you
it was
too.
you, then I would have been begging for you to.
No, get
All right.
good callers on. Let's make it happen.
All right, thanks for the call. All right, whoever just called, call back again. Feel free. If you want to support the show, please drop a like. If you have social media accounts, take the link, take the title, put it on your social media accounts. Say that you're supporting independent media. Any Reddits you're involved in, anything like that. Reddit, definitely if you're in communities like Kyle Kulinski, Hassan, Destiny, go to those Reddits and put this there and say, hey, this is a cool content creator I found. There's a couple of anti-Donald Trump Reddit servers as well. I prefer you share the link to the shorts, but you can share the link to the regular stream as well. But that's a really good way to help the channel grow, especially if you don't have any money to donate.
Call from
Richard Garcia.
That's like the asshole laugh. Hello.
Hey, how
Howdy.
you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Hello. Doing good. So I have a question. You're big on the whole schools of not letting, not having or not, I guess, not letting teachers be responsible for telling children's parents that they're acting a certain way in their schools.
Yeah, so I don't think it should be mandatory. I would give as much space as possible for the kid to tell their parents themselves, because of the reason I said before about if it's a relationship or if the kid is, possibly gay, or if the kid is using a different name or a different pronoun or whatever. I don't think it's the school's business to get into that. And I don't think it's the school's right to override that kid's ability to tell their parents themselves, especially knowing the rates of abuse, because it's probably not a safe place, or the kid's just not ready to tell their parents. And I think that should probably be okay too.
Yeah, I see, and that's the thing that kind of bothers me a little bit. It's never, in my opinion, I don't believe it's ever the teacher's job to keep things away from the parents.
Well, you know what I
Especially,
said, though.
I mean,
I did not say keep it away, though, right? I did not say keep it away. If the parent was asking, I would not withhold the information. But I'm saying they would not have to mandatorily, need to tell them the moment they see the kid is gay or uses pronouns. Because in these schools, they're passing policies where the parent needs to be notified the moment there's a sign of it. And I think that's really bad. But if the parent's asking, I would not withhold the information, no.
I mean, I would rather my daughter's teacher actually come right out and tell me these things, especially since, you know, the high rate of teachers being, I guess, somewhat predatory too, to be honest with you.
There's not there's no example of high rates of, well, you're saying teachers are being predatory?
Oh yeah, there's an extreme high rate of
So you want the teachers to tell you.
Teachers.
The teachers are responsible for telling you, but you think the teachers are also predatory. Why would they tell you if they're being predatory?
Yeah, teachers are highly predatory, yeah. Yeah, it's always in the
no,
news.
but like,
It's
okay,
always in the news.
but why would you think they would tell you then? You're relying on the teachers to report to you, right? If they're being predatory, why would they tell you about this?
If they're being predatory, they would keep it from us, and that's exactly what a lot of teachers are doing.
No,
Especially considering
or
the
they're
highest...
just not bypassing the kids' ability to talk to their parents themselves when they're ready.
I don't know. I've seen the actual documents of curriculum inside public schools.
Actual documents of curriculum inside public schools. Okay, can you tell me what you mean by that bullshit statement? Actual documents of curriculum.
So the biggest teachers union in the United States has certain curriculums for the schools that they're involved in, and they actually keep curriculums for those teachers to follow, and for those teachers to practice things inside their classroom.
No, do you have any example of teachers union and a policy or a curriculum that they force upon teachers that are a part of the union?
Yeah. Their gender, I guess you would say they're, how do you say it? They're like gender, their pronoun usage and stuff like that.
Do you think gender and pronoun usage is a part of a school curriculum? Do you know what the word curriculum means?
Yeah, a lot of teachers have that stuff within their curriculum.
The teachers union. You're saying the teachers union gave curriculum on gender.
Yes.
When the state governments and local governments make the curriculums.
Well.
You know what curriculum? You realize critical race theory is only taught in like Harvard for doctoral students. Critical race theory is not for kids.
No.
You are a world-class bullshitter, but we should keep going because you look really dumb. So let's pull this back more. I'm not talking about your daughter. You might be a good parent, okay? You might be. You might not be. I'm talking about your daughter's friends.
Right now is her teacher is trying to push CRT in her classroom. She's only
how is she pushing CRT in the classroom?
By literally going around and telling students that they're disadvantaged because of the color of their skin.
Oh, she's going around and telling students they're disadvantaged. She's going up to kids and saying, hey, you are disadvantaged because you're black.
Yes.
You are a world-class bullshitter.
Exactly.
Do you know what is a curriculum? What does a curriculum mean?
A curriculum is a like a guide by which teachers have to teach.
Are you saying there's a curriculum that says a teacher has to tell black kids they're disadvantaged because they're black and white kids that they're privileged? You're saying there's a curriculum.
Yeah, there's a curriculum for CRT in my daughter's school right now. She's in like 7th grade.
Yeah, critical race theory, the complex legal structures being taught to your daughter in high school or elementary school or middle school. That's really impressive. You must send her to a really fancy private school.
I wouldn't say this version of CRT is actually.
That's not CRT. That's not critical race theory. You don't know anything you're talking about. Everything you said so far has been false. And the only parts that you have on your side in this argument are the stories you made up. So can you say one thing that's not your personal anecdotes that supports your argument here? Do you care about, like, for example, if there's a kid? Okay. So if there's a kid, for example, if there's a kid, that's all you have are anecdotes because you don't understand other things. You said okay. Let's narrow this down too. Hey, everyone in the audience as well. Remember this. This guy's repeating talking points you can find on Fox News. He gave nothing of value from his own perspective. He thinks the teachers union nationally is setting curriculum, which is set by state governments, not the union. They lobby state governments to give curriculums that are better fitting for teachers when it comes to general curriculum, but they don't have a curriculum they force teachers to follow. You know what a curriculum is?
That anecdotes cannot be objective fact based off of stuff that's happening.
When you have
if
you have nothing but anecdotes, then yes, that's bullshit. You need to have some basing. You don't know what a curriculum is. The thing you said about the union is enough to discredit you. And that's what I want to get into in general. Like other kids, for example, if their parents were forced to know if they're gay, some kids, I could look up the rates right now for how much more likely a kid is to get sexually assaulted by their parent if they come out as gay or trans. And if they're forced to, especially before they're ready. Yes, the rates of being assaulted. Let's see, rates of assault for
adults sexually assaulting their children because they're coming out as trans.
Yeah, or they beat them because they don't want them to be gay or trans. Or like
no, any normal parent would not assault their child or beat their child because they come out
a lot of people are bad
because they try
parents,
to
and a lot
come
of people
out as gay
do.
or
But I'm saying a
trans.
lot of people do, and we want to have a little bit of wiggle room there, so the kid's not exposed forcefully to their parents that might beat them and rape them. That's the big point here. It's
Yeah,
not because
I
of
wanna
you. It's
know-
not because
I
of me,
wanna
me,
know-
me. Because I hear from you. I hear a lot of me from you. Like you're singing, you're me,
Right,
like you're trying
so
to
then-
sing.
so
I want to
then
hear
give
more
me
about
the
the whole
same-
community, the whole world, how you affect the world. I want you to see outside of yourself for a second. Think about why that policy where
Okay.
you have to, if a parent like, or if a teacher hears that a kid might be gay, do you think they should be forced to tell the parent?
Should the teacher forced to be tell the parent?
Yeah, if a
Should
kid
tell- should
if
the-
a kid
I'm
is
sorry,
if a kid says
hold
he's
on.
gay, if a kid is
Let
like
me-
if the teacher sees a kid kiss like a boy kiss another boy, should they be forced to tell the parents that the kids are gay?
If two boys are kissing, again, the police should be involved. Something's going on in their own personal lives where they're being sexualized. That
You
doesn't
people
make,
are
that doesn't make
pathetic.
sense.
Have you been 13, 14, 15, or 16, or 17, or 18? Do you know what like middle school or high school age is?
Middle school kids are kissing in middle school. They should not be kissing in middle
Were
school.
you never in middle school or high school? There's
Yes, I've
kids,
never
I knew
kissed a
kids that
girl
were
in middle
pregnant.
school.
I knew kids that were pregnant in 6th and 7th grade.
Yes, something's wrong there. You don't think something's wrong there?
The
You don't
kids
think
that
they
start
should
dating when
tell
they
their
go into
parents?
middle school and when they're high school freshmen, you don't think it's normal for
Not if
like
they're
eighth
raped, right?
graders and
No.
ninth graders to? You don't think it's normal for ninth graders to date?
Do I think
Ninth
it's
graders.
normal?
You
Sure,
think it's
it
weird
could
for
be- it could be
16-year-olds to
normal.
date? Do you think it's weird for like 16-year-olds to date?
No.
Do you
not
think it's weird for
16.
14-year-olds to date?
Yes.
Okay, you just. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess you were. I don't know what kind of fantasy world you live in, but okay.
Yeah, it's if you raise your children right. See,
This is
and
why
you
conservative
think- you
states have
honestly
higher rates
think
of
I'm
teenage
Republican.
pregnancy.
I'm not.
No,
I
I'm
never,
just saying this is why
I've never stated I
conservative
was
states have higher rates of
Republican at all, ever.
teenage pregnancy because they reject that puberty's a thing. And kids, yeah, believe it or not, they do kiss each other and have sex. That's why teenage pregnancy is higher in southern states that don't talk about sex education at all, or
So hold on.
protection,
the
or
reason
safety.
why, the reason I believe why, and correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. The reason why we have higher rates of pregnancy is because we have higher rates of single motherhood in the country as well.
Okay, the average age for first kiss in America is between 12 and 15. That's the average age for a first kiss for kids in America. That's the average. I can find the
Right, that
median,
doesn't
and
make
this
it
is
right,
general of
though.
adolescence. But I'm just saying,
Right, that
it's
doesn't
not.
make it right.
You should not be calling the cops if two kids are if two 14-year-olds are kiss in the hallway before their junior high baseball game or whatever. We're
I'm
not
not
even
saying
yeah.
14.
You should
I'm
not call the
saying 14.
cops.
14 is the average age for high school.
You should be
I'm
calling the
saying
cops
if
for
you're
two
in
kids
middle school or
engaging and dating each
elementary,
other. If two kids
if
are
you're
dating
at-
each other.
Yes, yeah. If
Okay,
you, if
what
you're in-
age
if
are
you're
you
in
at? What
elementary
age are you
school,
in
yeah.
eighth grade? What age are you in eighth grade?
Well, okay, so I graduated in 2006, so I'm
In
probably
eighth grade,
lost.
what
I don't
age
know
are
how
you?
old you are.
What
but,
age are you? What age are kids typically in eighth grade?
12, 13, I think. Between
Okay,
it depends,
and that's in
but
the
12,
average
13.
age of first kiss, and it can extend down to 10. And yeah, if you see someone who's in middle school and high school, which is the main place
That's
that these
not wrong
policies
to
are
you?
affecting, for
If they're
kids,
being, if they're someone's, now kissing
It's something
is,
kids
is
do.
I understand kissing is kind of calling the cops on that. You're right. It would be kind of extreme. However, but if they're being over sexual, you need to call the cops. There's something going on in that child's life. That child doesn't have good parents. But I don't know in all the parents.
you realize
that I know,
if a kid was like doing something sexual in public, they would be met with a guidance counselor or something, obviously. So I'm saying, like, if a teacher sees two 14-year-old boys kiss in the hallway, should they be forced to tell the parent that the kids are gay?
I would, yeah. If I was a teacher, I'd be like, look.
Should they be forced
kissing
by a
another
law?
boy.
Should they be forced by a law to tell the parents the kids are gay if they kiss in the hallway?
Well, they're not your kids, so yes. I think there should be laws
So
in
the
place
parent,
that have checks and
okay,
balances between both.
if two 16-year-old boys kiss in the hallway, should those two 16-year-old boys be reported to the parents if they are gay?
Yes.
If a boy and a girl who are 14 kiss in the hallway, should they be reported to the parents that they kissed each other?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I just disagree
yes,
with that
I'm
authoritarian
consistent all the way across.
laws.
I'm not trying to be
Okay,
inconsistent
okay.
here. What I am saying just one quick second. I know you probably got a lot of callers, but what I am saying is if you have children acting in certain manners, regardless of their gender or anything like male, female, male, parents should be notified. You are responsible for that child and that child's safety when you are the teacher, if when that child is with you for 8 to 9 hours out of the day. Yes, you are responsible for that child across the board. You cannot cherry pick what you believe that you should tell the parents. That doesn't make any sense. You can't just say, well.
I don't think we should have teachers reporting to the parents by law. I don't think teachers by law should be forced to tell parents everything a kid is doing in high school. I think we should let kids develop and learn social cues from each other, and I don't think the teacher should be involved in that. The teacher should be there to teach, make sure the kids are generally safe.
If you raised your kids right, they wouldn't be doing that anyway. But still,
see, you realize that you're looking at raise your kid right. You're not talking about any kids that might not have a good home situation at all. You just don't care about those kids. Like those kids, you just want them to be beat if they want to keep that from their parents.
What? No, I didn't.
You're leaving no room right here for a kid who's being abused. No. You are no. I'm saying that you want. If you want this to be a law then kids that have bad home lives, they'll get beat, they'll get the shit beat out of them, or they'll get raped if their parent knows this information. You're saying that they should still have to do that. I'm saying what the actual numbers are. No, I'm just saying that if the kids don't tell the parents about something, we should probably give the kids the space wait to tell their parents when they're ready to come out to their parents that they're gay, or they're ready to tell their parents they're in a relationship. I don't think the school should be involved in that, interrupting that important developmental part of a kid's life when they're 16 years old, dating for the first time. No, I don't think parents should be told every single second I don't think it should be the teacher's job to tell the parents about that. No, or mandated, definitely not mandated by law. And if actually, I can flip your argument back on you. If your kids are not telling you that information for yourself, you're probably not a good parent. They probably don't feel safe to tell you that information. So if you're a good parent, if you're welcoming, if you open up discussion in your home, then your kids won't be scared to tell you. My policy, for example, I prevent more abuse. I care about preventing
an overly
abuse.
Christian parent.
See, you cannot. No. You realize what? Okay, let me look up the actual numbers. I don't think numbers even matter.
Yeah, please.
Can you not fathom a world in where kids are? Do you think no kids are abused by their parents?
Oh, no. Again, most definitely there are bad parents out there. 100%. I agree with you. There are bad parents out there. 100%. I came from a broken home. I had a single parent. I grew up in a foster home for a majority of my lifetime. My stepdad was a white supremacist. I got beat every single day. 100%. There are bad parents.
Well,
really
in your situation, I would say the government should not be mandated to tell your dad in that case if you're gay, or if you were gay, or if you were dating, because that would probably get you more beatings.
When I did go to school, and kids did stuff in school that didn't align with the normal social order of things, the parents were told no matter what. Even when I was in a foster home, and I grew up in one of the best foster homes in the United States.
Okay, well, I just don't think it should be by law that you have to tell parents every single thing a kid does. I don't think that's good.
Not everything.
I think a kid should be able to have boundaries and learn how to have boundaries. As a kid, it's a really important part of social and emotional development, actually, to learn boundaries and to learn, okay, when do I want to tell my parents that I'm dating for the first time, or when do I want to tell my parents that I'm gay?
Yes,
I think a kid should have the space to do that.
Everything does start at home, though. That parent should be teaching that child, that parent should be teaching that child what things are as they develop older, or what boundaries are.
Yeah, the parent should be the parent should be. Every parent should be good to their kids, but every parent's not good to their kids. I'm talking about what the law should be. Okay, I'm not talking about parenting. Of course, we're going to say parents should be good, but I'm saying what the law should be. That's going to affect every kid. That's going to affect every teacher. That's going to affect every person in this system. Good parents already are going to be fine regardless. But we're talking about policies that force kids to confront their abusers when we should not make them confront their abusers. If you're a good parent, then you should have no issue at all with anything. Then the teacher should not be withholding anything, because you're going to have a good line of communication with your kid, a good line of trust. That's not even going to be an issue for you if you're a good parent.
So you're assuming that. So who determines if that parent is an abuser or not? Does that rely on the teacher to decide that,
I'm
'Cause the
saying,
teacher
I
has
think you're bringing up a great
biases.
point. You are bringing up a great point as to why teachers should not be forced to tell the kid, because we can't do that. We're not going to expect teachers to know if the kids are being abused or like what parents are abusers. But the thing is, some kids, it's good for emotional and social development for them to go through these things and work through them a little bit by themselves. Holding kids' hands through everything and forcing them into like a box that a parent wants or a school district wants is not good. We should still maintain liberties in that sense for kids to develop without having, exactly,
But
the
you're
parents
still
handing
giving
everything
the
when they're not
authority.
ready.
You're still handing the authority over to the parents and saying you make your own judgment on whether or not that parent is an abuser or not, and whether you should tell
You
them
are
or
not
not.
listening to what I'm saying. I am not talking about the parent at all. I'm just saying that the teacher should not need to report because the kid should have the space to tell the parents when they're ready to tell their parents. Unless if it's something that is directly harmful, like I said, abuse, or if it's something where the kid is in direct harm, or if they're talking about harming themselves. That kind of stuff is where you'd have to tell parents, obviously. But when it comes to dating, no, I'm not going to say the school should have to should be mandated to tell the parents if their kid is dating. No.
And you believe and okay, so fine. However, what do you think about the books that are in our elementary schools as of right now, and our middle schools, and even our high schools?
The books. If there's a bad book, then you could have the discussion in a school district. Acting like it's a widespread problem is actually insane. I don't think it's a widespread thing where there's like books everywhere with porn in it is actually insane.
Right. I'm not arguing that there isn't books out there in
Okay, then what is this conversation then? What is this conversation then? What is this conversation? What is this conversation then? What is the conversation?
Do you think that teachers allowing children in elementary schools and middle schools to read these books that are clearly in their public school libraries, because they've already proven that they are, that those parents or that those teachers should not tell those parents?
I think that if there's books on health, for example, or if there's books talking about like teens developing relationships,
Talking
then
about
you
oral
could
sex
okay,
is not
shut up
health.
for a second. You could put them in a different section for high school and middle school. But I think in general, no, you should not be restricting books unless if you have a really freaking good reason for it. Because right now there's a mass hysteria from people like you freaking out about it because you hear about it on social media, where you see one book you don't like. I guarantee you'd see a book that's not even explicit, and say it's bad because it talks about like a gay relationship or something. You'd have to if it's explicit pornography, of course, no one disagrees at all. No one in the world would disagree with pornography, obviously. If that's in a school or whatever, then we would deal with that. But there's mass hysteria and book burning being done about books that are just about like simple topics of racism and just like youth relationships in general.
Again, it's then you're giving the power to for discretion to the teachers and not the
If
parents.
you are really if you have this much issue, just homeschool your kids. Just homeschool your kids, or pay for a private school. Just pay for a private school or homeschool your kids. Don't involve if you don't want your kids to learn about the world. If you want your kids to be sheltered away from every single thing in the world, then find your own financial means to do it. But don't control
Have
everyone's
you seen
private
these
or
books
public
at all?
education. What books? Name one of the books right now. Name one book. Name one book, or I'm kicking you from the. If you can't name one title of one of the books right now that you're so concerned about, one title.
Yeah, I have it in my notes. Give me.
Okay, someone else call in. If it's that big of a deal, if there's pornography being shown to freaking kids, you should know the damn book title name. If it's that big of a freaking deal to you, they have to talk about it 24/7. You paranoid dipshit. Probably a shitty ass parent too. That's why your kid doesn't want to freaking talk to you about shit. Okay, new caller. Thank you for the $5, by the way.
Call from.
Thank you for the $5.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I could hear you. What's up?
I mean, the guy before is like a complete idiot. I mean, my main question is, what do you think is terrible about Trump?
Did you mean to hang up? I don't think he meant to hang up. I'm pretty sure he did not mean to hang up because he was calling for a little bit. Let me call him back quick.
Oh, my bad.
Hello, did you mean to hang up?
disconnected.
Okay, I thought you just like left a little Q&A question and dipped.
No, yeah, my main thing is what is like your main kind of like issue against Trump?
So right now he is going full like attack mode on our allies like Canada, Mexico, every European country, Ukraine. and he seems to be supporting like Russia super hard right now. And that's probably my biggest like holy shit, this is terrible thing globally. Also purging the government and FBI and military of any leader or general or lawyer that disagrees with him is also really scary. And trying to avoid court orders and allow like Elon Musk to randomly shut off programs in the government. I'd probably say that's unconstitutional and also probably the like biggest form of like direct corruption that I've seen. I don't know if we have any examples in American history with the richest man in the world going through our government and like data and like giving himself contracts, like awarding his own company's contracts. So
yeah, I mean, I guess I could just start with like the countries because that's like an easier subject, especially with Mexico with the tariffs, because it's definitely, I'd say definitely justified for them. Because I actually used to live in Mexico for about a couple years, and the whole thing with Mexico is like the president there is just not, you could see the clear corruption with Mexico, how like she really doesn't want to work with the US to kind of fight against the cartels, because the main thing with Mexico is the cartels basically control like the government over there. So it's just like, it makes a whole lot of sense why he would put like tariffs and stuff on them, since she wants to not really work with them on that issue.
Okay, so
And I mean,
talking about the facts of it, so Joe Biden got a $1.5 billion investment from Mexico in 2022. That program ended recently, which is one reason the border crossings are lower. So it's $1.5 billion. She worked with Trump right away when he called her. They've maintained. Wait, let me go through because you said a lot of stuff that's not true. 15,000 troops have been at the border throughout. Okay, throughout Joe Biden's term. Okay, 15,000 troops have been at the border from Mexico, Mexican troops, and they reestablished that with Trump on the phone. Trump bragged about this. They are working together, and in fact, Mexico proposed a deal where they give more forces to fighting fentanyl trafficking, and we agreed to stopping the flow of drugs to Mexican cartels, because 70% of guns the Mexican cartel has is illegally trafficked from the United States. So she has been very cooperative. So everything you just said is completely false.
Well, no, I'm saying is like she's still kind of fighting back about it now. Like he's
How
going to
so?
put more tariffs on it because
How is
he's
she fighting
saying
back?
that she's still not, because she hasn't sent all the soldiers. And then the main thing too,
She has
the
not
whole
sent all the
border with
soldiers.
Biden,
That's not true. She has sent the
it's supposed to
soldiers.
be
That's just not true.
10,000, but it's not 10,000 yet. And then when you want to talk about the border, you know,
That's not true.
over 300,000 kids, probably 500,000 kids have gone missing. And it's because of Joe Biden purposely left that border open to allow human
The
trafficking
border was not
to
open.
happen.
You're saying
Yes,
Joe
it
Biden
is. Look it
purposely
up.
left the border open to
Yes,
allow
he
human
did, and
trafficking.
he's gonna
Well,
go to
Donald Trump
court for
just
it.
invited Andrew
He's gonna
Tate
go to
into the
court
country,
for it.
who's a known human trafficker.
No,
Who's going to go to court
okay.
for what?
Joe Biden will go to court, and Mayorkas,
For
the whole,
for
if you know who
purposely
Mayorkas
opening up. What kind of
Yes.
media do you consume? Do you just watch Cash Patel TV or Dan Bongino or whatever? Whatever
I
the
mean,
hell?
they said Epstein was a conspiracy theory. Now look at that.
Yeah, Donald
I
Trump
mean,
was
but
best
yeah,
friends with the guy for 15 years. Yeah, Donald Trump was best friends with him. Why did Epstein die during Trump's presidency? I feel like Trump was trying to cover something up if you want to get conspiratorial. Yeah,
and
they were
it's
best
all
friends.
going to come out. But like, we could talk.
Apparently
about that,
not. They're
but, like,
hiding it.
was the whole border.
Okay, everything you said about the border in Mexico has been completely false so far, just so you know.
So it's not true. 300,000 kids have gone missing in Joe Biden's term.
No.
Over
I said
300,000.
with Mexico
Is that true or
and
false?
tariffs. You started off on Mexico and tariffs. Can you admit those 2 points are completely wrong because they have cooperated and the tariffs are a dumb idea?
No, they need the tariffs so Mexico does cooperate.
Nope, that's not true. The cooperate? No, the Joe Biden actually cooperated with Mexico, and Mexico cooperated back, and Mexico invested $1.5 billion during Biden's administration. Trump could not get the same investment because he sucks at
What are you
working with
talking
people.
about? They're
He
gonna
sucks at
do
getting
whatever
deals.
Trump says.
That's not true. That's not
Mexico
true
needs
because
US
what did Mexico
borders
do? What
than
did
they
Mexico
do.
do as a result of the tariff so far?
All right, so he literally said, "Look, Mexico, if you don't do what I say with like the whole drugs cartels, I'm going to put a 10% tariff on you." And then literally the next day, she worked with him.
On
and
what?
he
What did
took
she
the
say?
tariff
What did she
off.
say? What did she say they would do?
She said they were going to send troops to the border, and they're
Okay, and
slowly
how many
starting to do
were
that.
there in 2024? How many were there in 2024? How many total Mexican troops?
I don't know off the top of my head. I just
15,000. 15,000. So Trump got 10,000, a 10,000 commitment. So Joe Biden got $1.5 billion and 15,000 troops at the border. Trump only got 10,000. So it's kind of crazy. Trump kind of sucks
Well,
at
he's
this.
still getting more, but like the whole thing is you don't think that 300,000 kids went missing on that border when Biden was president?
I don't know the number of
You
kids
can
that went
Google it
missing
right now. Just
exactly, but if you support like the
Google
Stay in Mexico party, then you're pro
350,000
child
kid
trafficking. But you're saying Biden purposely left the border open on purpose to help child
He's literally
traffickers.
going to get indicted.
That's
for
just
that.
a conspiracy.
So is
Yeah,
Mayorkas.
he's going to get
It's
indicted by
not.
it. Wow.
Just like
Yeah,
Epstein
he
was
will get
a
indicted by it.
conspiracy.
Joe Biden
You're just
purposely
saying
left the
people who
borders
said Epstein's a
open when he
conspiracy.
deported more people than Trump did. Obama did too. When Obama deported more people than Trump did, he also left the borders open. That was crazy. Wow.
Trump's been in office for like 30 days. Of course, Biden.
He's been on. I mean, he had a first term. No, Obama deported more people by percentage and by number than Trump did his first term. So did Biden. So I mean, Trump's border sucked, even by his standards.
I just think you could.
I know you don't know what it means.
300,000 kids are missing. Like, you don't think that's insane? Biden purposely left the border open to human traffic. Like
yeah,
children,
Biden purposely left the
put 'em in
border
sex
open.
slavery.
Biden made policy open border. Yeah, Biden did open border. That was the biggest thing Biden did was open border. I remember
Well,
when
it was
Biden
his
did open
handlers
border.
did it. It was
Biden
really his
actually
handlers did
Biden came out and said open border, more child trafficking. Biden did that. Yes,
I mean, you
he's
can't
going to
even
get
have a serious
indicted for
conversation
it
right now. Like,
he's
bro,
going to
you
get
can't even have a serious
indicted for it. Yeah, well, you're
You can't
bringing up
even have a
bullshit. So I
serious
don't know. I don't.
conversation.
Biden, you're right. Biden purposely left the border open to help child traffickers, and he's going to get
Look at the
indicted by
numbers.
it.
Look at the numbers.
Wow,
There's never
he
been over
purposely left it
300,000 kids
open.
missing.
Wow, he's going to get indicted
like-
by it. That's crazy. You know
I
what?
know
You know what
think
would
it's
help with
funny,
this?
But it's like, there's
You know what would
literally
help with this?
containers filled
I
with,
think
like,
it's not
dead
funny
kids,
at
and you
all.
think this is
I think
funny.
it's
Yeah,
not
you
funny
do,
at all.
bro.
I don't think it's funny at all. I think it's bad that Donald Trump
I used to live in
kills
Mexico,
kids.
bro.
I think it's
Like,
bad that
you
Donald
don't
Trump
know
is
what
best
you're
friends with
saying.
Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald Trump is hiding the Jeffrey Epstein files now because he's complicit. I think that's really scary and bad. I hate
know
how
how many
Vladimir
people
Putin and Russia
Epstein
rape
knew?
kids, and Trump doesn't care about that. Okay, so when we talk about like child trafficking,
All
my
right, where do you-
TikTok is
let's
making
just-
noises.
Let's just
Nice.
keep it like 100. So where do you want to start at? I'll let you go first.
My TikTok just made a big alarm noise. So I want to start at, so basically, Joe Biden leaving the border open on purpose is really cool. That's awesome. I can't believe he did that. That's
So
crazy.
wait, all right, but like, you don't think that's true? He purposely left the border open.
That's not true. Nope.
Well, are you going to look up how much border crossings have happened since Joe Biden's been president?
Yeah, there was a lot of border crossings. There's a lot of inflation after COVID as a result of COVID. Yeah, we had
you're
a good
saying
economy. People came here for opportunities, and they also came here, and also inflation happened because of COVID too. Yeah.
So you could literally pull up a chart of the border crossings, and it literally skyrockets when Biden's president. 'cause
It
they
actually
purposely
skyrockets
left it
before Trump
open.
leaves office. It skyrockets around December 2020. Yeah, December 2020, November 2020, December 2020. It skyrockets. January 2021, it skyrockets, and then
They knew
Biden took
Biden was
over
gonna
after
be
it already
president.
skyrocketed. Well, no, it's just how the border crossings go. So like Trump had more border
No,
crossings
it
than Obama
doesn't.
did a lot of years. Yeah, that's
No, he
definitely how it
didn't. He
happens.
had the
Oh well,
longest
Biden's
crossing.
gonna get indicted for purposely leaving the border open. He purposely did that. Biden definitely wanted to
Yeah.
deal with that political football. Yeah, Biden wanted to look bad as president. He purposely wanted to look bad because he knew that was a really unpopular issue with the American
Can I
voters.
talk?
Biden said, "Screw my election chances. We're leaving the border wide open, boys." Did
Yeah,
Biden
you want me
say?
to talk? I can answer.
I want you to say something that's true and that could be productive for the future of America.
I mean, all right, so I know you think I sound crazy and all that stuff, but didn't they say, oh, Epstein was like a conspiracy theory and all that's fake, and now look what's happening right now? It's like one of
Yeah,
the biggest
Biden's gonna
stories.
get indicted for leaving
He
the
is,
border
and,
open
like,
on
the whole thing with
purpose.
Biden is-
Yeah.
All right, no, let's
That
just be
definitely
serious. Come on,
happened.
bro. Like, you can't have a serious conversation.
Yeah, I could have a serious conversation, not a dumb one. Not a dumb one, though.
I know, but like, you think
Oof.
it's dumb, but like, this is how stuff like.
This is how
people
you
know
guys
about
lost,
stuff, you know
dude.
what I mean?
This is
You
how
just-
people know about stuff, bro. Like, okay, so
We
let's talk
lost
about the actual
80% of
policies.
The U.S. voted for Trump, so it's just kind of like.
Wait,
you're the
what
small
percent?
margin. It's like 80-20. I know it's like the election
Wait,
was.
you're trolling. You're
rigged. It's
trolling.
literally-
You're a troll.
No,
You're a
I'm not.
troll. You're a troll.
More people site with Trump than
80%
you.
of people voted for Trump. Okay, wait. Are you a troll?
But you want to go look that up, but you won't even look up the amount of missing
Do you
kids.
think 80% of
You
people
won't
voted
even
for
look up
Trump?
the amount of
Do you
missing
think?
kids.
Do you think 80% of people voted for Trump?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
80%.
Do you not
so
think
like,
the election was like rigged? Even this election was rigged, so it doesn't show the real results. 80% is my number, but people know that it's really 80%. The majority of people support Trump. You're the small minority or whatever.
do you like
Well, I mean-
actually believe it's 80%? You're not kidding at all.
Me personally, I mean, do you actually believe there's not 300,000 kids missing? Close to 1 million?
I'm asking you about the election results really quick because I can't trust anything else if you can't just answer that question. So like
Yeah,
80% of people voted for Trump. What about 2020? What percent voted for Trump in 2020?
I would say in 2020, me personally, I would say it was a 60-40, but since it's a rigged election, Kamala barely won it, and that's actually going to be proven in court too. I know you kind of think I'm crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be
but give
proven in
it
court
6
too.
months.
Okay.
Like, record me talking, because in like 6 months to a year, all this stuff is going to be out in court.
I mean, maybe if the American population is as batshit
No,
crazy
it's
as you
not
are, then we
maybe.
might go a
It's
really
gonna
bad
happen.
direction. Who do you
It's
think's
literally
like?
gonna happen.
Are you pro like Russia or pro Ukraine?
So my whole stance on that is, I literally think it's terrible that they had an unnecessary war. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know all the facts, but I do know it's like, what, almost 1 million Russians and almost 1 million Ukrainians have died. So that war needs to stop. And I think it's ridiculous that these European countries just want to continue the war to keep the military industrial complex going. You don't think that's, do you think that war should keep on going in Ukraine?
No, I think we should stop Putin and make them give the territory back they stole from Ukraine. And we should help Ukraine defend themselves.
All right, but so you don't want any war, correct?
Yeah, I don't want war, but I do want defense for Ukraine.
All right, that's fair, but you know Putin is like a crazy guy, so it's just like, if they could come to a deal where they don't get that land back, but there's no more war, wouldn't that be fine?
No, because Russia never respects literally any deal anywhere. They will take Ukraine eventually. They will keep on taking Ukraine, keep on invading. Yeah, they always do that. Russia is known for that.
So, in your opinion, you don't think Putin is going to respect what Trump is saying about the peace deal?
You think Putin's a crazy guy? Because all you guys use the same argument because you're like robots. So you think Putin's a crazy guy and we can't. Yeah, you are, because you're gonna say.
Call me a robot?
You did not say this yet. Is your argument that Putin's crazy and he might use nukes if we try to stop him?
Do I think he's going to use nukes? I think any country trying to go after you is going to use nukes.
So like if we keep on funding Ukraine, do you think Russia's going to use nukes? Is that one reason we can't keep on funding Ukraine?
Let me just say this. The whole reason, I know you're going to think I sound crazy, but I don't care because I'm literally saying the truth right now. But like the whole reason why Europe wants to go to war with Ukraine is Europe wants Ukraine to go to war with Russia, Russia go to war with Ukraine is to have a nuclear war. So they can keep the military.
They want to have a nuclear war. They want a nuclear war.
Look it up. It's just all normal. Like,
look it up.
You gotta do your research, bro. Like,
yeah.
You really don't think they're trying to have a nuclear war on purpose?
Nuclear war is always, you know what MAD means? It means mutually attributive for double the countries. MAD does not mean mutually assured destruction. It means more amazing days ahead. That's what MAD actually means. That's really cool. So they want to force a nuclear war on purpose. Putin is crazy, but also reasonable, so he can negotiate. The EU's our enemy. They want nuclear war.
Bro. Zelensky's a dictator.
Zelensky's a dictator. Okay, so Zelensky's a dictator. How many terms can you
serve in Ukraine? Tell me that. How many terms can you serve in Ukraine?
So Zelensky is still president because it's a bipartisan agreement under Ukraine law. They cannot have elections when they're in wartime or defending from Russia.
And it's been over a year.
No, it's actually their law. They're following their law. Even the opposition party in Ukraine that does not like Zelensky. Even the opposition. Oh, listen, I'm going to tell you facts about the world. Even the opposition party in Ukraine that doesn't like Zelensky still wants him to be in power because that's Ukrainian law, and they're fighting for the survival of their country. Even the opposition, even the party that doesn't like Ukraine, that hates that doesn't like Zelensky, that hates Zelensky, went on media to deny Donald Trump's lies about him being a dictator. They support him staying in office, even if they don't like him, because he's following democratic law. Yeah, Ukraine is not a dictatorship.
Can I tell you something that's crazy though about Ukraine? You tell me if this sounds fair and balanced. You know, Ukraine only has one news station, and it's run by the Ukrainian government. Does that sound like fair and balanced?
You know that any journalist anywhere can go to Ukraine and report, and they open up their country to any journalist from anywhere in the world. But in Russia, you can't do that. Like Russia, they throw you off a building if you.
No, but I'm just saying, like, imagine here in the USA if they only had Fox News. Wouldn't that not be fair? You know what I'm saying? If they only played Fox News, like, if I want to get
It's not only Fox News in Ukraine.
No.
Ukraine allows any news station there because they are a democratic country. Any journalist can go to Ukraine and report, and they do.
Debate, bro.
No, because you don't know how the world works at all. Ukraine does allow journalists from anywhere. Russia does not. Russia kills you. Russia kills you. Ukraine lets any journalist in from global anywhere. You could be global anywhere on the earth. You could be a journalist and go to Ukraine, and you could report on what's happening in Ukraine. You cannot do that in Russia because Russia will kill you if you do that.
All right, but did you know that Ukraine only has one station, like, reporting the news? So when people turn on the news, it's only one station giving them their news. So you don't think they're going to...
In Ukraine, you could talk to them on Twitter. Ukrainians are on Twitter. You know who's not on Twitter?
I know, but it's not the old Ukrainian
Russia's not
people.
allowed on
It's not
Facebook
like-
or Twitter or
you
Ukraine
think,
or
like,
anywhere.
6-year-old
Russia's not allowed anywhere on the
Ukrainians are on
internet because
Twitter?
they're in an oppressive dictatorship. Ukraine can talk to the world. Russia can't. If you're a Russian civilian, you cannot say one bad thing about the government or you go down an elevator shaft.
I'm not team
poisoned.
Russia. I'm
Whoopsies.
not team Russia. I'm just trying to have like a normal debate. I'm not even like attacking.
You're saying things that are not true. Okay, so
No, I'm
go to my point when I said you can be any journalist in the world and go report in Ukraine, but you cannot do that in like a not free country.
I'm not saying that's not. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you with Ukraine, they only have one news station, which is crazy to me.
Can you talk about any nuance in any conversation, or do you just have slogans on repeat? Like, can you just like talk about this? And Ukraine does not only have one. I just looked up. Okay, Ukraine literally has over 10 news stations. What dumbass media do you watch, bro? You got to really question
Okay,
yourself
so
because if
can
you
you
truly
look up
believe
the
this stuff,
300,000
you're going
kids
insane.
missing then? So what about the 300,000 kids? Close to
You
a million
need
kids
to.
missing
You
during
need help,
Biden?
bro. You actually need help. I hope the best
Bro,
for you. I hope the best for you. I
All
can't
this
keep.
stuff
I can't
is gonna
keep doing
come
this.
out in 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
literally.
yeah, it's
I'm
all
just
gonna
saying.
come out. Yeah,
No,
buddy.
you don't think Joe
yeah.
Biden's gonna be indicted? Like,
Yeah,
why
Joe
did he
Biden is going to
pardon
be
Fauci?
indicted. Ukraine
Wait,
has
what's
one
your
news
opinion-
station.
What's your opinion on the vaccines? Hold on. What's your opinion on the vaccines? Because I want to know your point.
I take a vaccine every day for breakfast.
No, come on. What, like, do you think they're safe? The Pfizer, Moderna. Do you think there's any controversy there?
I mean, there's controversy with the COVID vaccines, but right now there's controversy with every vaccine.
No, but I'm talking about the mRNA ones. Like I just want to know your point of view on that.
mRNA technology has been experimented on for like 30 years, and it's pretty safe.
So you think the mRNA vaccines are safe, even though the guy who made it says they could cause cancer, or it does cause cancer?
Dr. Robert Malone did not make mRNA vaccines. He's also a liar and a grifter. You believe him? You believe anything on social media? This is scary. I can't keep talking.
Well, where
to
do
you,
you
bro. Good night.
get your news from?
Have a good night. No, because he literally did not invent mRNA. He did one study contributing to one paper in mRNA, and he was a minor part of it. And now he pretends like he invented it because he's a grifter. And you believe it because you eat up conspiracy theories, because you don't have.
You haven't heard
cannot
about the
interact
people
with the
getting blood
nuance of the
clots?
world.
How
You
many
can't
shots
really
did you
interact
get?
with the
How
nuance
many
of the
shots
world.
did you get? Wait, hold on. Can you be honest? How many COVID shots did you get?
I got 50 million COVID shots. I get
You
one
can't
every
even be
day for
serious
breakfast.
about it. No,
I
you
get one
can't
every day
even
for
be serious,
breakfast.
bro. People
You
are
can't
gonna
talk
listen
about
and
one
see
thing
that
in
you're
nuance.
emotional. You're emotional.
Yeah, I'm emotional. Yeah, Joe Biden's gonna be indicted because he left the border open. Ukraine has one news station, big bad Ukraine. Europe is purposely trying to make a nuclear war
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, yeah, buddy, definitely. Yeah, yeah, that's happening. That's a thing that's happening. That's happening. Good job, buddy. You said big boy words today. Wow. That's awesome. Trump won 80% of the vote. 80? That's a big number. Wow. He's really popular. Wow. Zoinks. Zoinks.
Call from.
Hans from Canada.
Please drop
To
a...
accept, press 1.
Hi, Canada. What's up?
Not too much. How are you?
I am all right.
I've got a few issues with what you're saying. You don't make a lot of sense. So, you
Crap.
want to have a conversation?
Sure.
Okay.
Wait,
So
do you like
first
Tom
of all-
McDonald? So I'm sorry. I have to ask you. You're Canadian.
Tom McDonald. Love Tom McDonald. Like his new song, Man in
Okay.
the Sky.
Okay. Yeah. Continue. Sorry. I had to ask
Okay.
that first.
He's a great Canadian. He represents well. Okay, so first of all, the tariffs with Canada. As a Canadian, I don't look at it as, oh, Trump's doing us evil, because the reason Trump's doing the tariffs is because he wants the northern border secured. As far as Ukraine, Zelensky is a dictator. He's closed all the churches. He will not allow elections. He got rid of all the other parties that were running against him. As far as Trump with Russia, he's not backing out. He's not going to give a peace deal. Okay, he just reunited. He just gave more money, right? And everyone's cornering Putin into a corner. Right?
Okay, so for Zelensky, the martial law is democratic, agreed upon with the opposition party that you claim that he eliminated. when it comes to being pro-Russia, they don't allow the pro-Russian stooges to run, but there is an opposition party that actually doesn't like Ukraine, that doesn't like Zelensky at all. Yeah, he's not a dictator. That's one false point. They
What
did
about
not
the
close down
political
every
parties that are in
church. They
jail?
closed down the Russian Orthodox Church. So there are people in jail that were working on behalf of the Russian government for sure. But yeah, they're going after Russian sources and Russian stooges. But there is a very fierce opposition party in Ukraine that does not like Zelensky at all.
Okay, and so what's your stance on the Ukrainian government basically going through the streets, and if they see somebody of a fighting age, they throw them in the back of a van and they bring them to they just put them in the army, just like that?
I mean, they're a country defending themselves from an invader. I think it makes sense that they have some type of draft system.
Well, there's the draft system, but then there's that's not really a draft. That's an abduction, right? You're going to work, you're on your bicycle, boom.
I don't think so. I don't think that's happening. Where did you hear about that from?
Oh, you can see. Go on YouTube, Canadian Prepper. He's got a video of a van coming up. They push him off his bike. They throw him in, and it's basically the people saying, "Look, they're abducting our young men that are not even drafted."
Well, Ukraine
Right.
was trying really hard to not make the fighting age go lower, but Russia continues to invade. So I mean, I can't really judge a country that's being brutally invaded by a dictatorship. I think
But
we should be
Russia's not
supporting them.
really. Russia doesn't continue to invade. They're just holding their ground. The United
Russia
States
fires
continue-
hundreds of missiles per day.
Well, what about the drone attacks that are hitting their oil refineries constantly? Putin has got the most. He has got the most restraint ever because he could have.
So Putin's a good guy. Putin's a good guy. You realize this would not be happening if
let me
Russia
ask
did not
you this.
invade
Let me ask you
Ukraine.
this. Let me ask you this. What if China moved into Mexico? What would the United States do?
That's a
What would the United States
stupid.
do?
It's a stupid
No, it's
hypothetical
not.
because the actual
No, it's
hypothetical would be if we invaded Mexico when they were not fighting us at all because nothing happened with
What
Ukraine.
if China? What do you think would happen if
Okay.
China? went into Mexico?
Hey, listen. There was never any NATO aggression towards Russia at all. It was all defensive. There was never any NATO
Okay, so
aggression
Ukraine
or
wants
aggression towards Russia.
Ukraine wants to join NATO, and then what do you think is going to happen? What's the first thing that would happen if they join NATO? Boom! All nuclear arms, all the military arms against Russia would be there. An American base would be there. Of course, Russia doesn't want that. Of course not. Would you want a
Russia
Chinese base
is
in
making that more
Mexico?
likely. Russia's making that more likely right now
No,
by
no,
invading,
they're
illegally
not.
invading a
That's what's
country.
gonna
You are
happen.
justifying an illegal invasion of a country right now.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're saying that if a country has nuclear weapons, they can do whatever they want, which is not true. It cannot be true.
No. What I'm saying is that the best defense is a good offense. Look at the mantra of the United States. We have peace through strength. Well, what do you think Russia was going to do? Right? They didn't want to have somebody right next door to them with nukes. Right? I think
you realize
people
that we
have
have
to be
NATO.
careful.
You realize there's NATO countries bordering Russia already, right? Do you know
I
that?
know that Sweden and I get it, but they're not really. They don't have the same. It's not the same as Ukraine, right? Ukraine
Oh, it's
is,
not the same. Good argument. Good argument.
It's not. Think
Good
about it.
argument. Good argument. Good argument. Great argument.
Oh, it's true, right?
They're just not the same. So there's NATO countries already bordering Russia. So Ukraine would be another NATO country bordering Russia. No
But
problem.
Ukraine was part of Russia. It's different.
A lot of countries are a part of a lot of different countries. Texas was a part of Mexico, but Mexico can't just take Texas back.
Yeah, but Texas doesn't share the same language as Mexico and the same culture. Ukraine is basically just like Russia. They have the same
Actually,
language.
English and Spanish are a lot. There's a lot of crossover between Texas and Mexico. The same language argument is really stupid too, especially because like 90% of
What about the
Ukrainians identify
culture?
as Ukrainian and speak Ukrainian.
What about the culture?
The culture
Texas
doesn't
is
matter
not like
either. You're making the same arguments that Nazi Germany used to invade countries right now. They're culturally German. They're culturally the culture. No, it does not justify war crimes and raping kids. Nope, it doesn't justify that. It doesn't justify blowing up civilian populations for no reason. No, it does not justify anything that Russia's doing right now to Ukraine. Nope.
So United States, they actually had 2 peace agreements that United States would not even look at a year ago. Why is that?
What are you talking about? What peace agreements?
Okay, so there were peace agreements that Russia had put on the table, and the United States refused to look at it. They refused because they want that war.
They
Russia
don't
does
want
not
that
want this
war.
war.
What peace
Russia
agreements?
does not want this
What are
war.
the peace agreements called? Okay, yes they do. They okay. By any rational logic, they did want this war because they started the invasion.
No, yeah, they still, of course, yes, they started the invasion, absolutely. But now they do not want the war. If they could end it
Okay,
with
then
a peace
stop
agreement,
invading.
they would.
Then stop invading.
Then
Give the
they
land
will.
back and stop invading.
They want peace.
Nope, they want to keep the land. They want to keep the land, and they want to keep on
Well,
taking
they're-
more
yeah, they're gonna keep what they
more
have.
minerals and more
Absolutely.
resources.
No, they would have peace if they said, you know what, let's keep the land where it is right now. That would be.
You
peace.
realize
And
that
Trump
like
just said,
Russia invading right now violates peace deals already, right? Like it violates.
every country has got blood on their flag. Every country.
That's
So you
not
know
an
what?
argument,
They-
dumbass. That's not an argument. If
Okay,
Russia's
it's
an
not an
evil
argument.
country, we should not be supporting. Stop making non-arguments. You realize you know
How
you
can
sound
say
stupid.
that they're evil?
Don't go
Okay,
to slogans. Don't go to slogans. I'm saying Russia has already
That's a Tom McDonald,
defied.
line,
They've
by the way.
already defied peace treaties and any treaty like this. So why would we ever think they're going to listen to another one?
How many peace agreements have been trashed in the whole world?
Oh my God, that's okay. Again, you can't engage with reality because reality would prove you wrong. But can you engage with the modern day, or are you just a bullshitter?
No. Okay, so right now, Russia would say, yeah, we'll go for a peace agreement. Trump's saying, oh, we're talking with Russia, which they're not. He's full of crap, and I'm a Trump supporter, right?
Who's
But
talking to
people
Russia?
think- Pardon me?
Who is talking to Russia?
Nobody. That's the problem. But
There's
Trump is
been
saying
multiple
that they-
summits already. There's been multiple meetings of these countries
There have
already,
not
and
been-
there's
there
been
have
one.
not been peace-
There was one like 3
There
days ago,
have
and like
not been
there's one like
peace-
there's
there
okay.
have
if
not
you're-
been peace agreed. There have not been peace agreements.
They
You should
have
look at
met. The
other
countries have met
sources.
to talk without Ukraine. They literally met. I'm not looking at other sources. I'm looking at basic reality. But pathetic, weak men like you don't know your shit, so you have to just make up shit. They literally met in Saudi
No,
Arabia
I know
without
my
Ukraine.
shit.
You know they met in Saudi Arabia then, right?
no,
You know
no.
they met in Saudi Arabia, right? You know that.
You think that Russia's bad and the West is
Okay,
good.
did they meet in Saudi Arabia or not? Did Russia and America meet in Saudi Arabia?
But did they talk
A couple
about
days
peace
ago.
Agreements?
Yes,
Did they
that is actually
talk?
what. Yes,
No,
that's
they
what they
did
talked
not.
about. Yes, that's what they
That's
talked
what they
about.
said.
That's the
No,
point of
no,
them meeting.
Putin and his
Oh, you
main
have the
general
insider
said they did
information. You
not
were
talk about
there.
it.
You know the secrets. You know the secrets.
Okay,
you
so
were
you
there.
were there?
Yes.
You were there?
You were there. You're making the claims. You were there, obviously.
No,
So
but
they
you
never
were there
talked
that
about
they
any of
did.
this. They never talked
You
about
were
any
there
of this,
that they
bro.
did-
The
you
multiple
were there
times
that
they
they
met
did
with
talk about
Ukraine,
it.
or not with Ukraine, but with Russia, they didn't talk about anything, dude. Yeah, no.
United States will not let this war stop because they have too much to gain. They won't let it stop.
Yeah, sure,
That's
buddy.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
let me ask you this: if the war stops, whose economy will benefit? Whose economy will take off? Will it be the United States or Russia?
Well, if the war ends, it'll definitely benefit. Well, not even ending, but giving Russia what they want, ending embargoes on Russia, and helping them integrate back into the global economy like the U.S. is going to definitely benefit Russia the most out of any country.
Yeah, 100%. It'll benefit Russia. And another thing is Russia. The sanctions on Russia doesn't really affect it because they're self-reliant. They're not like United States. And
Oh my God,
when I
dude.
say America,
Oh,
no, I'm serious. They're
their economy has been
self-reliant.
crashing partly because of them being isolated from the world economy. You saying they're self-sufficient is just
You don't
stupid.
think they're trading
they were
with China?
They were a crumbling empire. Yes, no, you could look at their internal, like their stock market. You could look at the value of their currency. It has been collapsing. It has came back in a
do you think
strong
United States
resurgence
currency has
because of
done?
the U.S. supporting them. What do you think the U.S. So you cannot answer one question. I'm sick of talking to you because you cannot talk to. It's all these whataboutisms. It's
giving
about
you
something
facts.
else other than what I actually say to you. Like, no, the Russian currency decreased at a super high rate, obviously at a very quick rate compared to the U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar's fine.
One time it did, and it bounced back.
Nope, it did not bounce back.
One
It's been
time.
declining. Russia's economy has been suffering over the duration of this war. The U.S. Donald Trump is saving Russia.
Donald Trump is saving Russia?
Yes, by justifying
How?
them. He blamed Ukraine for the invasion. He said Russia fought for this land. They deserve to keep it.
So why is Trump still supporting Ukraine, the Ukraine war?
Trump is not still supporting the Ukraine war. Zelensky's
he is.
begging him to. That's
No,
not
he-
happening. That's also not happening.
He just said he's sending more money. What he just said, we're going to support their right to fight, and we're going to support them. He just said
Only
it.
if they no. He said we're going to support the right to fight if they sign away 50% of all of their resources. He said that.
Yeah, like they're ever going to pay it back. Come on.
You
Trump,
are
of course
you're a
they-
world class. You're a terrible person. I'm not talking to you
No.
anymore. No, I'm talking to someone else. Someone else call in. That guy is a slimy asshole. Like he cannot talk about one thing. He cannot talk about one point at all. Like it's just it's painful. It's like, okay, you say something that's happening. They never met to talk. He said they never met to talk about a peace deal. Okay. Well, I'm like, no, Russia and the U.S. met in Saudi Arabia a few days ago. He's like, well, they didn't even talk about the peace deal. And I'm like, how do you know that? He's like, I just know. I just know, dude. It's like, oh, is Russia bad for brutally, pillaging Ukraine and killing civilians and taking the land of a sovereign nation? Is Russia bad for doing that? Well, every country does bad things. It's like I could talk to a 2-year-old and have a more insightful conversation by them making noises and wiggling their freaking toes. Please drop a like and subscribe. I'm gonna go through some of the donations. Every country's bad. Hi, I'm an OpenAI bot. Previous caller loves to implement gotcha tactics in order to win arguments. Don't like that, human. Think for yourself. Thank you, Jordan. $2. Last time I checked, Trump won. Epstein was a teacher. Doorjam. What the hell? What the hell? 1 second. 1 second. Please consider supporting the stream. If you like what I do, if you support the content, please consider supporting, especially through Coffee Link. Your message will be read out loud. And I also Coffee, message out loud, TTS. Also, Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. You can see Jolah Politics. If you want to guarantee a call into the show, send $10 with your name and your phone number, your first name and your phone number in your message with $10 on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Or if you just want to support the show, if you say, for example, wow, this looks painful, these conversations look painful, then please consider supporting the show on Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo if you have the means to do so. Really helps me do this, continue to do this. Thank you for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. All right. We got 60 people watching the regular stream. Wow, we got a big regular stream crowd now. All of you guys killing my short revenue potential. I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm gonna put an ad in here to make you. I'm gonna make you watch an ad though. Here you go. That's your punishment for being in horizontal chat, is watching an ad.
Call from
Doc from America.
to accept.
Hello.
Hey man, how's it going?
It's going pretty okay. How about you?
Not too bad. Just caught the stream and I just thought I'd call in. Just from the Americans' perspective, why care about the Russian-Ukraine war? Like, America has its own problems. Why do we care?
Because we are able to support global stability, to support global trade routes, to support the idea of sovereign nations. We're able to suppress a violent dictatorship that has ambitions to attack every single, free nation in the world. We're able to suppress them and support a country like Ukraine, which is a democracy that wants to join NATO and wants to help support our allies as well. So it makes sense from a perspective of helping Ukraine, helping defend them. We have different deals historically with Ukraine saying we would defend them or at least provide support for defense. No Americans are dying. It's a very small price to pay. We give huge tax cuts to big corporations. This is no issue at all. The money that we're sending to Ukraine, Europe has sent more money than we have. And yeah, I mean, acting like global conflicts don't affect us is ignoring the global economy, it's ignoring our troops, it's ignoring global stability in general. It's like saying before Pearl Harbor that World War I or World War II does not really matter. It does matter. It affects everyone. Global things affect everyone. Global pandemics affect everyone. A global world is better for Americans. We can't just let the world burn around us. We are interconnected. We do rely on, the world being stable. I mean, especially with today's technology, it's a good thing to support our allies.
Yeah, for sure. I just think it's once you get into the global aspect of it, I just think you lose like what's American. Not in the idea that we should support dictators or anything like that. The idea of we're Americans, we have our own problems here, and we're focusing all this effort into probably getting back into the Middle East again because of the Israel conflict going on. We're throwing money and support into the Ukraine conflict. It's like, well, we just got our president back, and it feels like America's kind of coming back together. Not really. It feels like we're still infighting. Why are we not focusing on the problems at home before we even address the global problem? Because I remember when I was a kid hearing everybody say America shouldn't be the police state of the world.
We're not policing the world. We're not going into countries and invading like Vietnam. We're not going and invading Iraq or Afghanistan. We're providing aid to a country that's fighting their own war, providing weapons, mostly in the form of weapons. So, I mean, I think it's when it comes to humanitarian causes, when it comes to military aid, this is one of the most clear-cut ones you could possibly have. You're advocating for a completely isolationist United States, which always comes back to hurt us. There is no effort at all being put but the president currently wants to hurt working class people and wants to support the ultra wealthy only. So it's not like we're fixing issues back in America. We're not doing anything to build back America and make America better.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying I'm fully in support of that. I didn't fucking vote at all.
I'm just saying the idea that foreign aid at all prevents us from helping Americans is just not true, and it actually helps Americans more for us to do foreign aid. It helps trade routes. It helps global stability. It does help Americans. It helps with the cost of goods. It helps with literally everything. If we support our allies like Ukraine.
I just think it gets into the weeds when it's like, how much help do we give? How much help is everybody giving? Because if it's America's giving the most, then what's the real
The EU gave more than America with less money. The EU gave more money.
No, I don't know because I just tuned into everything. I
know, but if you listen to Trump talk about it, he lies completely about every number you ever heard from Trump. He has not said one true thing this entire
donation
presidency.
from Bernsey.
So I mean, we could
$10.
go through some of those if you want, but the numbers, like, how much money do you think we gave in like billions for Ukraine?
No, I'm down if you got some numbers. Like, I don't know.
No, I'm saying, like, how much do you think right now? How much do you think we gave to Ukraine in like billions?
Is it even billions?
Yeah, it's in billions. I mean,
that's numbers I hear from Trump. Is like, oh, they're billions of dollars just going. It's like, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know like how because he said 350, I think, or something like that. But there's a bunch of different numbers.
Like, I have no idea. It's just like if it's that, then it's like, fuck, what are we really putting money to?
Well, when it comes to all of our spending, it's a pretty small amount of money that we actually supported Ukraine with. It did not really affect, like, Ukraine funding, I promise, did not affect Americans in any way. Giving Ukraine aid did not hurt Americans. It did not hurt the economy. It did not hurt our budget. I mean, I would say that, like, Ukraine is a lot more justified than Israel is as far as defense funding goes, like, far more justified. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's I look at that as just, are we getting into another Cold War or another World War III, and is it really necessary? For what?
If we but our lessons from World War I and World War II is that if there's a country like Russia, you want to stop them when they do this thing. So like Germany, there's a famous agreement where Germany was taking like parts of Czechoslovakia and Poland, and we just kind of gave them it. So by we, I mean free countries. We just kind of signed it away to them. Yeah. And that was a big mistake because Germany's evil, or Nazi Germany was evil, and they were never going to stop. Putin and Russia is the same way. Yeah. So us defending Ukraine is an existential issue for the globe, and it actually prevents World War III. Historically, we just know this to be true. So I'd say that not defending Ukraine, not funding Ukraine, would be more likely to lead to World War III than than withdrawing aid.
Well, then what's the benefit of drawing it out to this point where it's like, are we going to play the war of attrition with Russia? It's like, okay, we can play that all.
We don't have Americans dying. We're just providing some funding for we're sending weapons, and we're updating our weapons. We're sending them old weapons. We're updating ours. And it is like Russia's economy has been really struggling. So it really is just like if Trump did not win this election, Russia probably would have had to give up at some point. It would have taken, at this rate, where Russia, like with the actual combat analysis, it would take 83 years at this rate for Russia to take all of Ukraine. 83 freaking years. They would not survive that long if they kept on doing this war. They have to get troops from a bunch of different areas. So it would have made sense to keep on funding Ukraine, but now Trump is taking like a pro-Russian stance. So like all the bodies that died, all the money spent is going to waste because of Trump right now.
Yeah, and I'd have to look into it more. Obviously, I'm not fucking read up on it, but it's I appreciate it. You enlightening me to it. It's just when I saw the Koreans are going into Russia to help out, it's like now there's multiple countries getting involved. It's like, is this a war of attrition? I know Koreans pulled out because they're getting smoked left and right.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, think about this too.
this
If
war of
Russia's going to
attrition
start a
thing
war
is-
their people don't want, like Russian people did not want this war. If they're
Oh,
going,
yeah.
if they're going to invade Ukraine for resources and whatever, and they already defied, like they lied about a bunch of different treaties to do this. If they're
Oh,
going to
yeah,
do that, they're
absolutely.
probably not going to do another deal. So I mean, sometimes our only chance to keep the globe stable is through. And by the way, I do disagree with certain, U.S. foreign policy when it comes to policing the world. But like I said before, this is not policing. This is defending someone's home. This is not like policing and breaking down doors to go and try to give someone democracy. This is an already democratic country that's trying to break away from dictatorship, that we're helping maintain their defenses. And we have no people there. We have no one dying. We have volunteers that go on their own,
Oh, yeah, no,
own
there's-
regard. But yeah, us
Yeah, they're getting
defending them,
involved
and we have a
with,
deal with Ukraine. We
pulling
helped
people,
denuclearize them. We help take away their nuclear weapons, and we said in return we would help support them. And I think maintaining our commitment, maintaining our global commitments to countries is really a big deal. I feel like,
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's,
and that's one reason Russia's invading too. Like Russia's
keep
only
your neighbor
invading
happy
because
type of
because
thing,
Ukraine
that's
does
for
not have
sure.
nukes.
But it's like, yeah, it seems like when it comes to the idea of let's help these people fight against Russia, it's like, okay, so why don't we actually help them instead of just here's some weapons, have fun blowing each other up.
Well, they want to
until you
prevent war.
figure
If
out
we
who
get too
wins.
involved, if we have like troops on the ground, then it's like, okay, well that gets a little bit more involved. And Ukraine's not a NATO country, which is what they want. They want to be a NATO country for defense reasons. And yeah, I mean, the only issue right now is like Trump is blaming Ukraine for this. Trump is blaming Ukraine when they're the country that got invaded. He's like a victim blaming them.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I saw the basis of it when it kicked off. It's like I saw what Russia, when during the USSR, they put in the pipelines to move oil and it goes straight through Ukraine and all that. It's like, yeah, I bet they want some money because they're getting taxed on it. I get it.
Well, it's
is that
they
worth
want
killing? Is that worth slaughtering people? No, but it's like, hey man, that's the world. If you're gonna be a country, this is what happens. Which sucks.
Well,
Sucks you
not
gotta live
typically.
there,
This is
that
the
you're
first
born there.
invasion. I'm pretty sure this is the. Wait, let me look up this real quick. Let me
No,
look
they,
this up really
yeah,
quick.
it's like he struck into Crimea and all that.
No, I'm saying,
back
is
in,
this the
what,
first time a
2012?
country invaded another since World War II? I feel like this is the first one since World War II where it's like a full-on war between democratic countries.
Yeah, full on like war. Yeah, I think it is. But
Yeah,
it's
but like
you know,
Trump
conflict
justifying
all over
that.
the world.
Just remember, whenever you hear Trump say, for example, like Zelensky's a dictator because there's no elections, and they keep on
God, I don't
repeating
even
this.
listen to that shit.
I know,
Yeah, I
but
don't
they
listen
keep
to that
repeating this.
shit.
Trump keeps repeating this. It just shows he's a dog shit person. But yeah, just remember that this is done through a democratic means. The opposition party that's anti-Zelensky is in support of this because it's a law in Ukraine. They don't hold elections when they're being invaded or during wartime. So he is still in power, and the opposition party supports it because he is legally still in power. But they want to say he's a dictator because they're peddling like Russian propaganda, and you could like guess for what reason that is. I do appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in. I'm going to go to, and I appreciate you being open-minded about this. If you've been listening to the stream for more than 20 minutes, you know that some people are not open-minded at all.
Well, I've heard it.
And I start
No, I
trolling them
appreciate the
if they are,
conversation,
and it's
man.
kind of
Thank
funny.
you for coming out with a level head too. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate it. Have a good night, man. See you. What a dick. Okay, thank you so much for the, I saw the donation on coffee. Thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App, AA. Really appreciate that. I'll call you right now. Thank you for the donation and the phone number. And thank you, Charles. Thank you, CB. Thank you, CB, for the donation through coffee. And thank you for the donation through coffee. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, you can go through, donate to Jolah Politics. Really appreciate every donation to support what I do. Wait a second. Wait. Someone paid me to talk. We must go to them first. It's called the free market. One second. One second, brother. There you go. 1 second, brother. By the way, in short chat, is it easier to read now in short chat? Because I moved all the text up top because I saw people in short chat complaining about not being able to see the chat that much. So I moved it for you guys.
All right. What's up, man?
Hi, this is the Jolah guy. What's up?
Yeah, man, I just found you, and yeah, I love your show. But I just wanted to call in after hearing a few conservatives, and you kind of talk sense to a conservative, not going to work. They work backwards to the conclusion. So it's like they know this is what I want. So just like religious people, honestly, I don't know if you're religious, I'm insulting you right now, but they do the same thing where it's like, this is the answer that I want, and I'm going to choose and pick every single argument to fit this so, I can be comfortable with this position. So whenever you keep throwing facts at them, they're not really going to, that's why they just go to something else or completely ignore it. Because they're not going to take in that fact and evaluate it, because they're not like going forward to arrive at a particular truth.
No.
They just you know what I mean? They're working backwards to conclusion, so it doesn't work. It doesn't really work, honestly.
And now Trump is their new religion, so whatever Trump says is their conclusion. Whatever Trump says, he can say anything, and they will follow it. It's a really pathetic form of worship, especially for someone who's not even God, but they put him next to God, and he's one of the most Christian people you can possibly be. And I would say as well, there are people who do critically analyze religion. There's a lot of Christians that don't believe Jesus literally walked on water. But they do believe that, a lot of teachings about respecting others and inclusivity and helping out the poor over the wealthy and powerful and having humility and all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that American conservative Christians really don't talk about. They just avoid what Jesus said and they talk about more like Old Testament God. So yeah, I mean, I would say the dominant Christian strain right now in America definitely is more what you just said. But yeah, it is like a religion or it's more like a cult. Let's say a cult. It's more like a cult than anything.
100%. Oh yeah, it's 100% a cult. And it's like there is no position no more within the Republican Party in terms of a belief system. It's like whatever this cult leader say basically they go along with it. I don't know if you watch Young Turks, but Ana made a point and she was like, the base doesn't like what Trump is doing. It's like I think the base does whatever. If Trump tomorrow wake up and I love illegal immigrants now, the base gonna go along with it. There is actually have a belief system and you trying to follow it. It's like whatever this guy say, I'm just gonna go along with it. Then I'm gonna argue to that point, and I'm gonna choose my argument and whatever fits so I can. It's like the child pornography thing, right? They supporting everybody that's into that. What's his name?
Yeah, Andrew Tate now.
Exactly.
They're pro
yeah.
Andrew Tate. It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's then you support Donald Trump, who's what's the guy that the guy that is related to Mossad that was that had a child ring basically prostitution.
Oh, Epstein.
Epstein, exactly. It's he's Epstein's buddy, and everybody knows that. But then again, the same. But the same people that knows that, again, will run into a pizza shop in Washington trying to go uncover some sex child thing when they just supporting the people that's actually doing it. Sometimes, man, it's clueless.
Yeah, I want to say to the stream really quick, I'm going to do my usual halftime to the stream. So if you're on the shorts stream on the vertical chat, I'm going to close it for a little bit. You can go to the horizontal, and then I'm going to reopen the horizontal after I take a little 5-minute break. And this call is part of my 5-minute break since we're having just a little bit of a chat instead of a debate or anything. So yeah, go to the horizontal chat. I'm going to reopen the shorts chat in a few minutes. This is our little halftime break for the shorts chat. I did get a donation from someone. Thank you on Cash App for another call after this one. So you'll be first up. The person who just...
New donation from Just a Guy.
$10. 1 second.
$10. Is it just me, or is Andrew Tate sleeping with his brother? I'm a Game of Thrones fan, but damn, it's weird.
No. Just the guy donated. They did a text-to-speech donation. He said, "Thank you for $10, just the guy. Is it just me, or is Andrew Tate sleeping with his brother? I'm a Game of Thrones fan, but it's weird. I don't know. Is he sleeping with his brother? Any evidence of that? Actually, there is evidence. We said so. We made it up, so there is evidence.
I mean, he's a crazy guy. I've seen the video where he basically described, a crime. like what he does. He described it on tape, so you can just watch it, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's
here's my
unreal
step-to-step
that-
guide on how to sexually traffic people. Yep, here you go.
Yeah, you heard that, right? I don't know if you've seen the whole clip, but it's like, I'm like, I can't believe you're just saying it out loud.
Thank you so much for the $10 donation on PayPal I just got as well. Thank you so much for all the donations. I'm not sure if you wanted to call in, whoever just donated. If you do want to call in, you have to send a message with your first name and your phone number. But thank you so much for the support. Or you can say in the message as well, you can add a message that says just sending this to support you. If you want me to not say your name or to not bring it up, you can say anonymous donation through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. Thank you so much for the donation. And like I said to the chat, I'm going to end the short stream. We're going to open up the short stream again at 11:30. Okay, so 11:30, we're going to start a new shorts stream and start again from there. But yeah, here, we're closing it right now. Go to the horizontal for a second. Or go to the horizontal. Go to the horizontal for a second. Did you just try to find my channel today?